Alright guys, I gotta blow off some steam because I just got yelled at by a what you guys in English call an authority figure, but that's I don't know who the hell he prays to. That's crazy. But yeah, you say when I was a man. When I was a child, I thought as a child. When I became a man, I put my childish ways away. So, you got to be your own man. And meaning, like, you got to let the word flow freely and truthfully to those that you care about, or else they'll never know. And then because they can never say that you didn't warn them, or they can never wonder about you. You know what I mean? Like, you leave what you make them wonder about is what you said, and that's the truth. You make them wonder about not the physical part of you, but you. You before you were born. That part of you that they knew. You after you were born reminds them of their father. That part of you. Yeah. It's very interesting because the word, the Most High, he said if they did it to me, then no wonder they'll do it to you. Like, it's like saying, for those that live extraordinary lives, they should not expect ordinary circumstances. Do you understand that? We kind of often bump heads. Best friends often bump heads, but they know where the buttons are pushed. So you never know someone until you fight them. It's a healthy dispute, but like Goku and Vegeta, Gohan and Goku. But Gohan and Goku never really had like the death, like the hate, the vitriol, the malice, for the disgust that comes out. They never produced that towards each other. You know what I mean? And there's some things I have respect. To where I wouldn't allow certain things to come out of my mouth towards my blood. But you gotta realize I'm the diamond in the rough with my blood. My blood is wild. I'm like what did they say? Bethlehem, Nazareth. They said, what good can come out of Bethlehem? I'm like that type shit. For real. Like, for real. That's when Yeshua said, my brothers in the future will do even greater miracles than I. Like, I had a weird birth. It wasn't immaculate by any means, I don't think, but it was weird. I was poisoned at birth, but and then I was totally off color, totally off, just like Noah. I was more like Noah. Noah, he had a regular birth, but it was sort of immaculate because they had never seen anything like him when he was born. They had never seen any man on earth, man, like that. And I was sort of similar, but because the doctors were perplexed, my parents were perplexed. But with man's thinking, it automatically, everybody wanted to get as far away from me as possible. Let's just say that. So like I said, I've always bumped since my pops laid eyes on me and him have always had that Cronus Zeus sort of thing look, I guess. But like I said, it was like he was it was like I said, like when Lamech looked, or when who was it, Lamech or Methuselah? Lamech looked at Noah. He had to go run to Methuselah, like, what in the heck is this? Like, he is not like any other child. Like, he was like, yo, come on now, like this it was messed up for him, It's trying times, struggles to keep the family together right there, and that's that's exactly how my life went. I came to bring division because that's exactly what happened. So how can you say I didn't? I guess I was a child, so it's pure. So it's just purely what I did. It's purely who I am. Highly sought after, highly hidden from, highly censored. All the above. I don't think so high of myself. I think pretty average of myself, because or else, I would be a pretty dull, bored, non-interesting person, I think. I think I got my character from most of society, especially the stereotypical society. They did a number on me. But the word never forsake me, you know what I mean? So I dove deeper into that as I got older. That's the part of me, the man, when I put my childish ways away, that constantly it's like high. It's like being high. Like it goes to the next, it goes levels. Just when you think you know it, it just goes like exponential. You know what I mean? Like that type of, like, the word is the most mysterious entertainment in the world, and people, it's you might be perplexed on what I'm talking about. That's how the word is. It's like, we all talk. What are you talking about? Like, we all got the words. What are you talking about? We all know what words are. What are you talking about? What is it? That's how magnificent and splendid it is. Like, everybody possesses it, but not everybody. Most people are misusing it and have no clue its power. No clue. Especially in English. I think we have a clue of its power in English, but we don't you have a clue, but you're not seeing the reflection. You're not seeing the applications. You're not seeing like I said, you're like a child looking at a puzzle. Like, you just know that the pieces are supposed to, fit together, but you don't really know the scene is supposed to be. You know what I mean? You don't get the picture. You can't guess the picture and the pieces, and stuff like that. It just doesn't compute yet. But when it does compute, it has a life. I'm telling you, man. Like, the words that we speak are dead. Like, there's a difference, bro, and that's the point. It's like, what good can come out of Bethlehem? It's like, what life can come from death? Like, in man's thinking, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of life I live. Like, I come from a life of death. Like, it's one of those preacher's son type deal where, you know, death is like God, pretty much, but then you are working for the other side as the preacher's son. you're like the worst one in the church, you know what I mean? Like, you're the worst one in the family, you know what I mean? Like, you're the worst one. You are the anti-death. You're like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Just running wild out there, and like, the preacher love you. The preacher get into your, you know, yelling at you, and it's weird that life has it like that. I don't think people have had that concept. That, like, that I can make it into a movie. I can make that into a story. It is my life. You know what I mean? Like, they've had these stories before. Plenty of mob stories, mafia stories, plenty of kings and queens and kingdoms of this story has happened. Prince and the Pauper, all day long type stuff, you know. But it's the word is the truth. The word everybody possesses, so the word is everybody is susceptible to. So the word is the Most High, and the word cannot be contained. The word cannot be hidden. The word can only, you know, endure and prevail and conquer and everlast, like, because everything has everything, even outside of humans. You say, oh, but humans gave it that, but who gave it to humans? Exactly. It is what created the blood of the human. It is the blood of the human. So, like, that's what I'm saying. People deny themselves. So when the child sees it, you know what I mean, and sees the it's like when a child sees the truth, and then they see the parent lie, and then they see the parent escape they see the parent hacking, right? Like, the parent teaches the child, this is what you're supposed to do, but then the child catches the parent doing the opposite of what the parent said. Then the child will go and start doing that at that point, you know what I mean? So, because the world is opened up, they're like, well, you know, talk is cheap, pretty much. Like, the parent is saying, you know, tell the truth, but the parent doesn't have the memory or something, or is a liar, one of the two. The child doesn't understand, like, either they don't remember, or the parent just is denying it, because the child has not lived long enough to understand that people can be manipulated, and that's the point, that the devil will wear your parents and walk up in your house and assault your children, and you'll look like the dude on the dang that ran over the people in Vancouver, hop out, act like he didn't know what the hell happened. Like, he just like, what's going on? And everybody yelling at him, trying to kill him. And he's like, well, I just hopped out of my car. He parked the car. He ran over a bunch of people, killed a bunch of people, and then just parks the car casually and just hops out and trying to figure out, like, why he looked like he didn't even know why he was driving. He was like, he just Like, let me pull a car over. Like, what am I doing? Like, how did I even get here? Like, that's the point. We're in a world where the most trusted. See, it's not about authority. It's about trust. Because the word authority, you need to totally scrap that from your idea of authority. It's not about that. The idea of authority has to do with trust. Okay? It has to do with prestige. But the word authority has nothing to do with that. Not really. Not really. Not in the way that you think. You're the way that authority is prayer, okay? Prayer. Period. So to say that, oh, I'm the authority, or you need to trust your trusted somebody appoints an authority for you, and then somebody calls them authorities on you, and then like the authority says, oh, you gotta get down and do this and that. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay? Because that's not what the word authority means. Those people are that's not authority. Okay? That is orders. There's a difference. It's totally different. Authority is prayer. Okay? Commands and orders and officers are different. Alright? An officer is not an authority. Authority means prayer. Okay? So look, this is how you know. This is how you know 100% that I'm telling you the truth. The words that we speak are Hebrew, but you think because they tell you you're speaking English, it's like when the parent lies and says, this is the way that it is, and then they go off and do something. You catch them doing something different. That's what English is. English is it's Santa Claus. The language is Santa Claus. 100%. Meaning it is fake, but it is a real thing also. It is the demon dressed up as the angel of light. Alright? It is the counterfeit replacement for what is good, and it is actually the opposite of good. Okay? Because it comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but in the name, under the guise of giving gifts and presents and judgment. It's crazy. Okay, so look, fam, because you end up praying to Santa Claus and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Your authority is for Santa Claus all of a sudden. See, your authority is in English all of a sudden. It's not, and English is blasphemy to Hebrew. So your authority is blasphemy in the house of the Most High. Your prayers are blasphemy in the house of the Most High. Okay? So it's like the son, the preacher's son, is the worst one in the house. So you see how it's full circle here? Now, I'm guilty because I speak English. I'm guilty. I'll be the first to tell you. I speak English. But a man who has no sin, let him cast the first stone. Okay? I speak Latin because Latin English is mostly comprised of Latin. So it's legion. We speak legion, demon. So because English is mostly comprised of demons, okay? Leagues, legions, ologies, okay? Alliances, allies, okay? So it's like Alexander the Great, okay? Yeah, just let it be. So what you gotta understand is that I'm guilty, and I admit it. Okay, I have learned, and I caught. Okay, I caught our teachers, and I caught our officers. I caught our politicians. I caught our leaders in the lie. Okay? And I am their son. Okay? I caught my prayers, my authorities in a lie. And I am their son? No, I'm not, because there's a replacement father. That's the point. Who is the real father? I am the bastard, if that's the case. At a point where you're a bastard, you don't know the father's name. You don't know the language. You don't know the tongue. You don't know where you're from. You don't know. You just go blanket statement. I'm just covered, indigent. You know what I mean? Indigent. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. All right? It's not gonna suffice. Not everybody is equal. All right? Everybody is created with the word and the truth and the understanding. But in development and relationship, we're not equal. Nowhere near it be. Nowhere near it. I'm telling you. It's like witches and warlocks, vampires and werewolves. They run your society. You live in their society. They brag to you about it. They put it in your face. They make you pay for it. And then they tell you, don't worry, it's not real. And they are the ones that they're telling you. Look, the devil is no wonder the devil only comes to brag about himself. His stories and his lies are about himself. His stories and his lies are about himself. And so his children will do the same. Okay? His seed will do the same. Dressing up as skinwalkers, angels of light. They're going to ship, shape, and change form all day long. And what is that to do? It's to blend in, to get away, to escape accountability. It's to escape repercussions. And it's to escape the truth. Okay? It's to look like they are the truth. The only way to escape the truth is to blend in with the truth. You're not escaping it because the truth is going to tell. But if you're to everybody else who you've already taken away from the truth, you keep them in bondage by staying as a counterfeit and not coming out as the truth, or coming out in truth. You know what I mean? Coming away from the truth. Say, hey, this is the truth. This is the false. If you don't do that and make a clear distinction, then you are literally entrapping the souls of those in your environment that rely on you to be truthful. And so that's why, you say things, I say things that to people that I care about. I call people up and I'll let people know what's on my mind. Say, hey man, this is what's happening. And then they don't like the facts. You know what I mean? They don't like the way that you see the world, because you see the world as, hey, I told you don't do this, but then you caught me doing it. They don't like that shit. They don't like it. So, because they feel guilty. They don't like, it feels like they've been demoted. Like they're even if you don't have proof, it's like they suspect you, or they give it away. They just give themselves away. That they automatically turn like the mask comes off. You know what I mean? And you don't got it. You just barely even said anything. You just totally catch you by surprise that they react a certain way. It's like a vampire to garlic in the stereotypical way, where they just repel all of a sudden. You know, all of a sudden, you find out they're a vampire. You know, it triggered. You trigger them, and it's just like, what the hell? The hell? I hit a nerve? Damn. That knee jerk. It's just out of nowhere though. And it's just like, and they start inquiring you, inquisiting you, like, you must be one of them people. And I'm like, bro, like, how long have we been taught? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, what's the opposite of a bastard? I don't know, bro. Like, that's the way I feel. It shouldn't say the opposite of a bastard. It's in the flesh, but not in the spiritual. Not in the Aheb Ruach Kakma Aseh Kadosh Kadash Kadesh. Like, I know that the Father knows me. You know, yo yada. You know what I mean? Yo yada. That's what it means. Yo yada. That is, you know, Yah knows. You know what I mean? So, and that's my tribe. Like, you know what I mean? That's who I am. Like Yah knows. He knows what I gotta deal with. I'm in a David and Goliath. I'm in a David and Saul situation. You know what I mean? Almost like a David and Solomon situation. More so. And that's the scarier part. That's more of a scarier part. But I'm sort of kind of more on a Job type of story, on a Job chapter. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the best way I can describe my life. Is I'm kind of the David and Saul mixed with David and Solomon, and then on the chapter of Job. But my mission is John. That's crazy, because John is a revelator, so he he tells these stories, he tells what he sees, and it's crazy, because he's the Most High gives it to him to relay. You know, some things are written down and some things are not. Some things are told and some things are not. And, you know, maybe written down is memory for me to tell, and maybe what is not written down is not remembered, but it exists. That's what I'm saying. So, and it exists in the Most High's heaven, so therefore it happens on earth eventually. And that's what really trips me out. That's what really trips me out, because I've seen myself in heaven, so I know what I can do, and I know I've seen glimpses of that happen also here on earth. And it's some X-Men type stuff, like Storm type stuff. And it tripped me out when I witnessed it on earth in the flesh, because the first thing I thought of was, the stuff that I witnessed in heaven is true. I went into the spirit. I was in the spirit in like a heavenly, like paradise place. I had like a wife or something, and like a whole nother life in heaven. And then when I came back here on earth in the flesh, some years down the road, some things started to happen, and I ain't have that wife, but I started witnessing some of that power that I had in heaven, because it wasn't about me having a wife in heaven. It was about I was performing something in the heavens, and I realized that I had a wife come up behind me, you know, and touch me. So, but I realized that down here, I was performing. I can perform things on the move, like on the move, like literally, like I sit. I've been sitting. Trust me, I've been sitting for quite a minute, and because I realized that when I move, things happen, and I need order before I take my steps. And the Most High has had me learn. I didn't know. Like I said, I've been moving through the world blindly following the faith. And now he's having me sit. He's had me do the Job. That's what I'm saying. I've been on that hiatus, I should say. MIA, getting, trial and tribulations with Satan on my flesh, the Leviathan and all that stuff. Like, I'm the one telling you guys about the Leviathan, like Job. Like, no one in the world has done that like I have done on the internet. You guys can look at my channel on my page and tell that as a fact. It's a fact. Nobody has done that. I've gone into such detail in so many hours and videos, and my ministry has only added to the truth, which is added to the revelation of the truth, which is, it's not adding to the truth, it just adds to the revelation of the truth. The revealing, like the things in the days will be revealed. It even there's a prophecy about people that see these things. The world is not worth them. It tells you in the Bible. For those that behold the earth as a carcass, the world is not worth you. The world is not worth it to you. It's not worth you. Like, it's no longer worth it for you. That's what I'm saying. I told my dad today, I was like, man, I don't value life the same, man. Like, I live a totally different leaf. When we say you turn over a leaf, you know what I mean? Like, I don't value the world the same, and I've become a much better man for it. I've become a man for it. You know what I mean? Like, I did manly things when I was young, thinking that I was a man, but that was the way of the world. To do things with understanding and truth and spirit is more manly to me, because it takes more discipline. It takes more Enoch walked with Yah. It takes more John walked with Yahshua and Yah. So, like, I'm just saying, that's my story. Is I'm the John and the Enoch of the situation. That's what I'm saying. That's my story. But I see, like, that's what they did. They saw all of these things. They saw the whole thing. You know what I mean? They saw everybody's life. They witnessed us all. They know us all. Like, they know us all from the beginning to the end. Who knows us all? John and Enoch. Those are two witnesses. Witnesses. Who is a witness? Witnesses that witnessed from the beginning to the end. John specifically tells you in the book of John, in the beginning. He is the first one that tells you, in the beginning. He starts telling you, is the Word. And the Word was Yah, and the Word was with Yah. And the Word was, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. Like, that's the point. Like, that's the point. Who walks with Yah? That's what you gotta realize. Who tells you? That's the only one. That's when Yeshua said, only my Father in heaven could tell you these things. How would he know? Because Only the people that walk with him can know these things. So what was John's name? The same thing as Enoch. Kanoke and Yakanan. Yaukanan and Kanoke are the same thing. They're both grace. They're both dedication, trained up. It's I'm telling you. It said only my Father in heaven has told you this. That means it's not something that can come from another man. It's not. You have to be trained. It has to be done. It's not something you can do for yourself. It said only my Father in heaven can tell you this. That's how you know. That's how I'm telling you, fam. That's how I'm telling you. I am telling you about my life that no man can ever tell you, except for those who have watched us from the beginning, and they have already told you exactly what I have told you in my own experience. I said, hey man, this is exactly what I experienced, and I witnessed seeing things that they were talking about. All right, and I'm telling you today on this earth right now in the flesh, not talking about my heavenly body, spirit, and all that stuff that I have already gone through to tell you that I witnessed things. I'm talking about in my flesh. It is omnipotent. It is there and here. The Most High is there and here. What he has said then is here. What he said there is here. That means time and place. All time, all place. It is here. There is no denying it. So when like it's evident to me. So like even my flesh and my blood are so far removed, deep in the shit, hardwired. They have a strong they have like they're bound in synapse. You know what I mean? It's just passive. They're so weathered. They're so worn. You know what I mean? My blood is you're so thick in it. Look, fam, like I said, it's like super saturation, fam. I pop out. I stick out like a sore thumb in the mix. That's what super saturation is. Saturation means you can't put in anymore. It means whatever you made this solution with, this solution is maxed out. If you put in any more, you're gonna have the real deal now. It's gonna be the solution plus that. It's not gonna be a solution anymore. It's gonna be that thing that you put in is gonna still be there. It's not gonna dissolve like all the others. That's me and my family. Okay? Super saturated. I'm a super saturation. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like I said, from birth, it just shows up on the charts. Everything about, and I'm saying it's not. I'm saying I'm average. I'm saying this is an average thing. This is average means whenever you add these numbers together, it equals this. 1 + 1, 2. Every time. What's the average answer? 2. Okay. What is the answer? The answer is average. Meaning like every time it's gonna be 2. Like, is there another answer? It's not average. Okay. It's not common. Alright? So, meaning, like, time has a way of repeating itself, and that is average. Okay? Means life has a way of repeating itself. That is average. Okay? So, there are prophecies that are about anomalies, and that is average. You know what I mean? Like, people on earth, it's not just me, it's just there's plenty of people you guys are not listening to, because there's other people saying the same thing that are older than me. There's people just as my age. I've seen them on the videos. I met some in real life. Like, they're saying their story. They're saying what they've learned. They're saying what they've retained. They're saying what they witnessed. They're saying what's profound. They're saying what their expertise is. They're saying, how they've been deceived, how we've all been deceived. They're saying that we need to, like, it's an emergency U-turn needed to be, or else we're all going off the edge, like the pigs the Legion was leading. We're in allegiance right now. Allegiance means you're on a leash. You're on a leash, headed off the damn edge. That's what the hell you mean. Yeah, that's what that means. When Legion got into them pigs, that was the flesh, the beast. And the nature of the beast is to follow the leader. And that's what Legion did. Legion led them into college off the edge. College collide with the edge. Okay? Collision. That means sacrifice. Sacrifice what? To the edge. Okay? Where's the edge? Oh, Legion. To the leagues. To the Latin. Alright? To the lagoon. Lagoon. What's that? The lake. The lake of what? The lake of fire. Okay? They're going to get dissolved in the lake of fire. That's where we're going. That's where they're going. It's a bitter end. Alright? And people don't understand. Meaning bitter, meaning like spiteful. Bitter and spiteful. Meaning like they don't care that they lost. They want to take out as many as possible. And they're just going to heap and shove you in with pitchforks galore. Okay? Galore. People are mind controlled. Sheep led to the slaughter. Pigs led to the slaughter. Okay? Bees are getting slaughtered darn near. Okay? Anything that has pure nature to it is getting led to the slaughter. Alright? That's what the heck they're doing. They're getting rid of anything that's pure and natural. Alright? So a conversation is pure and natural. That's the whole point of life. If you take away people to talk to, you're getting rid of it, right? So if you get rid of that herd, where's the herd immunity? You got no protection, all right? Got no excuse. Shouldn't say you got no protection. You probably have protection, but to them you have no excuse because they outnumber you now because you don't have your herd anymore. It's divide and conquer. That's all about, So at the end of the day, like I said, they're getting what they want. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. They know that they're cursed and they want you to suffer. You gotta suffer, either in the flesh or both. I'd rather it just be in the flesh, because in the spirit, it's not cool, fam. Like, children know from nightmares, you don't want to suffer in the spirit. You don't. That's why we wake up to the flesh and be thankful that at least we got that to escape those bad spirits for the moment. At least we can't see. We're blind to them for the moment. You know what I mean? Until our eyes close and we're blind to this world and then open to that again. That's the point. That's the point. You could be in heaven or hell. All right? And that's the point. So, and the point is, to be a man means you're going to end up in heaven. To be a beast means you're going to end up in hell. To be a beast is to subjugate yourself to lies, man, to the leash, to the alliance, to bestiality, to the beast system, to the branding, getting worn out like some boots and condoms, just weird stuff, bro. Like, they pour you on salads and wear you on shoes all in one. Crazy, bro. Like, this is the way it is. This is hell. Like, when it comes to that, and like I said, it's described here on earth the way that these cats is doing it. And like I said, they'll do it, and they'll say, "Hey, you don't do that." But then you'll catch them doing that stuff. Like, even then, like, you don't do it because they're doing that shit. That's the point. You're like, oh, I caught you doing that. But so the point is, you said it ain't real, but we see that you're doing it. Okay? You saying the shit that don't exist, and we see that you're doing it. It's like saying, hey, I said don't do this, but then you see them doing it. That's like saying this don't exist, but then you see them doing it. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. It's the same. And that's just language that we speak. You know, you may call me a liar, but nonetheless, I'm right. Okay? Nonetheless, you know, you're going to find out eventually on this side or that side or both. You know what I mean? Hopefully, both. You find out here, that way it transfers over there. Because you don't want to find out over there. Trust me. You don't want to find out over there. You want to find out over here. Like I said, the children wake up screaming coming from there. Over here, it's a blessing in disguise. But yeah, because it makes you aware that, you know, that your false sense of security has been exposed, you know, to yourself. You want to expose your own weaknesses. If you deny your own weaknesses, you'll suffer from your own weaknesses. If you expose your own weaknesses to yourself, then you can strengthen them. And that's all I really ever did was try not to shy away from weaknesses. That was the motto of training anybody is. Let me, you know, see where their weaknesses is. And it was an average answer. Like 1 + 1 is 2. It was an average answer. People just have a lack of attention span, which is called endurance. Okay? Stamina. Attention span. That means they have a lack of truth. The truth is solid and forever and free. They get full very fast and fall asleep. Or they get full very fast and gotta go and can't handle it. You know what I mean? They gotta go dump it out or unload or something. So they have a reaction from so much of the bad stuff on the inside. They don't mix that well. You know, they get sick, and then that experience, they look forward to that next time. They got to get over that hump, that hump of, we call it getting the bitch out of you when we're training. That's what we called it. It's getting the bitch out of you, getting the beast out of you. You know what I mean? It's essentially what it is. And putting the truth in. You know what I mean? The truth can sustain you. And the beast will consume everything around you, and then when there's nothing left to consume, you are dessert. You know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, man, like, this is me letting off some steam, bro. Like, just putting some motivation out there, fam, that a lot of people, you guys shouldn't take it so personal, fam. Like I said, you're taking it personal that you're going through some things, especially with your family or loved ones, or people that you care about, or opportunities in your life. And that was the point that I made when I was stating, that got me into the argument today, was saying that, hey, you know, this is not the world that we grew up in. Like, everybody's going through some shit right now, and some people are blind to it because it suits their positions, or it caters to their circumstances that they work so hard and don't want to let go of. It's like, these are the same people that when the world ends, they're going to be turning around for stupid shit and dying. You know what I mean? They're going to be turning around for stupid stuff. And the Most High said, don't turn around for nothing. Don't grab nothing up out your house. When you see the abomination that causes desolation standing in a place where it should not be, in the holiest of holies, you need to take to the hills. You need to run. And don't turn back for nothing. You need to get off the top of the houses. You need to go to the rooftops. You need to go to the hills. You need to go. Don't turn back to nothing. Don't go back in for nothing. No food, no water, no drink, no clothes, no money, no jewelry, no nothing. Nothing's gonna save you. Just go. All right. But these are the people that are gonna be like Lot's wife, that are gonna turn around and deny the orders. He just told you, don't turn around for nothing. If you look back, you're going to turn to stone. You're going to turn to a pillar of salt. You're going to lose everything. Everything. For what? What is it to gain the world? What profits it for a man to gain the world just to lose his own soul? That means when the Most High said, when the abomination that causes desolation, it's standing in a place where it should not be, happens, a lot of people are going to be running down and trying to loot and trying to hoard and trying to grab as much as they greedy hands can get. They're going to be teaming up and working together and organizing, doing this stuff. They're going to be creating literal organizations, corporations to do this. Emergency recovery and all this stuff, management, all these people are going to die. They're going to die. They're going to die. Because those are the same people going to be running into houses, trying to grab some stuff when the people are not in the house. So we need these supplies. So we're going to go up in this house and get that. Or we need this supply. We need to go to Walmart and get these supplies. FEMA, they're going to die. They're going to be stationed at Walmart with all the food and supplies. They're going to die. Everybody going to die. You know what I mean? And it talks about people, running and begging the mountains to fall on their heads to hide them from the day. You know what I mean? Because it's going to come down to people ain't going to be able to turn around for nothing. They're gonna ask for the heavens to fall on them. You know what I mean? To hide them. They're going to ask for, they should have been on their way to the mountain instead of asking for the mountains to fall on them. You asking for the mountain to fall on you when you should have been on top of the mountain. That's what the Most High says. He said, hey, run to the mountains, run to the hills. But no, people are like, oh, it's our chance now. We got a chance. We got an opportunity. They lost power. Let's go take everything. Let's take it back. Let's get it. No, bro. This is, like I said, these are the people, they're going to lose everything. It's like, again, we go back to Aladdin and the lamp, and Eve and Adam in the garden. Aladdin and Abu in the cave of wonders, in the mouth of the beast, the behemoth, and which was a tiger, and Adam and Eve in the garden, which is the mouth of the dragon. Okay, so what happened? They said, don't touch the fruit of the tree in the center of the garden. What happened? Aladdin and Abu said, don't touch anything but the lamp in the center of the cave. And they both failed. They both failed. They both ended up trapped in the cave. They both ended up, Adam and Eve fell from heaven. Where you fall? Into a pit. Fell to earth. Into the flesh. The flesh is a pit. A bottomless pit. Never, evil knows no ends. Sin knows no ends. It's a pit. Alright? So, and the dead know nothing. Okay? So, that's the point, man. Like, we're called to be lights in the darkness down here in this world. Like, people don't understand what they're just going on and on about, the bread and circus as the ship is sinking. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, that our language pretty much does that on purpose. It makes us into these it snares us. It's a snare. It says don't do it, But then you come to find out it is the one making you do it. See, that's another perspective. That's a whole nother perspective. The one telling you don't do it is the one that's enslaving you without your permission or awareness, unconsciously, subconsciously, subliminally, neurolinguistically programming you, Manchurian candidate, to do exactly what it told you not to do. It's the bully, the one that sits on top of the little one and beats them with their own hands and say, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. And the only person with scratches and scars is you, on your hands and on your face. The only person with blood is you, on your hands and on your face. So as far as your credibility goes, the evidence is in the eye of the beholder. All right? And that's what they rely on. They rely on evidence. They rely on things that they can see. That is science. Okay? They rely on things that what you can see. My bad, not what they can see. They rely on things that you can see. All right? Because they know the truth. But as long as you only see a certain side, you're a slave. As long as you only see their side that they want you to see, you're a slave. You don't see the truth because it's hidden from you on purpose, systematically, and you help reinforce the system. Guilty as charged. Diddy. Blackmail. Non-disclosure agreement. Everybody's under an NDA and don't even know it. In English, in America, you're under an NDA and don't even know it. Non-disclosure agreement. But you find out as soon as you see people try to tell the truth. They end up dead. NDA. End up in the afterlife. There you go. NDA. End up afterlife. Non-disclosure agreement. All right. So you can do this. This is the stuff that gets me, having to relieve some of the stress off my chest and just talk and just say, hey man, this is the truth, man. This is the way I see life. This is the way it is, and you can't deny it because I don't come up with this on my own. No, man does not come up with this stuff on his own. It's either from the good or it's from the bad, and it's all by the Spirit, and it's not of the flesh, but it comes through the flesh. Should the man be a believer or a deceiver? It depends. Like I said, if like I said, your relationship, you try to keep your relationship with the truth, with the word, with Yashaya, with salvation, then you're gonna be tested and you're gonna be tried, and you're gonna know that you're doing what's right. And the way that you're gonna be tested and tried is gonna happen. Like my stepmom told me, she said the people to you closest hurt you the most. You know what I mean? So that's how you know you're being tested and tried. Is when the people closest to you, when you start doing right, will snap. They'll do the most. They'll be like the worst enemy. They'll say the worst things people don't even say to you in the streets. You know what I mean? Like they'll react in ways that, like, they would not want people to know. So, yeah, man. On that note, Obama, you won one today, Obama. I'll give you that, Barack. You won one. I mentioned your name, and I got snapped on by my own flesh and blood. Looks like you won one for the day. But I fight for mine. I'll talk to you guys later, man. To the Rabbi Hayat Shar Hayat Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, to the Rabbi Shai Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, to the Rabbi Hebrew Akakma Asaya Kadosh Kadosh Kadosh, Ashar Yesharun Anami Amen. Yo Yada Ashar.